Imagine a forest so powerful it can fight climate change, protect entire coastlines from storms, and provide a safe haven like a complex maze of nurseries for countless aquatic animals. Yet it's vanishing faster than we can save it. This is a mangrove forest, and this is my project, the Mangrove. When I was thinking of what I could do for my quest, I was set on making bags and wallets out of sustainable materials that I would get through the community. But then it hit me. I was doing something that was an okay idea, but I wasn't sure if I was going to enjoy doing it. So, that night, I told my father, and he said, forget about your quest. I let him explain, and he said, what is something you really love doing? Well, I love music. I love partying. I love art, and I love the mangroves. And he said, well, why don't you organize a mangrove event, then create little artsy little things, and then donate all the funds to a mangrove organization. And my brother, finding the conversation intriguing, said, call it the Mangrave. And just like that, my quest was born. So, let me back up a little bit and tell you what started my love for mangroves. Ever since I was young, I always loved water-based activities, and when I was introduced to the mangroves, I knew I fell in love. I fell in love to the way they stand, to the benefits they have, and all the things they had inside them, like fish, crabs, and snakes. And I found that really fun because I loved animals. But I found out so many interesting facts about them, what they do for us and the world. Like they produce the oxygen you breathe, extract salt through their roots, and expel them through their leaves. While also, just by living, create nurseries for fish, allowing them to mature and grow to adults, and even de-escalate tsunamis. So, it got me thinking about the history of these mangroves, and I figured out that Bali had a long line of deforestation dating back to the early 1970s for firewood and resources. This incident led to the start of the government issuing a 20-year license of reforestation to restore the damaged area. Bali's tourism has not doubled, not tripled, but increased by 6 times since the 1970s. And since the increase of population, since the 1970s, the population has increased. Oh my God. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Since the population now is 4.4 million, that means the population in Bali was in the 1970s was 73,000. Since the increase of population, this is leading fishermen and other local businesses to stop working good and sustainable jobs that keep the economy thriving to change to resort to tourism. And it's suggested that 80% of Bali's economy relies on tourism, and the more tourism there is, the more space the tourists need, leading big corporate companies to take advantage of this situation by buying land at the coast, mowing down all the mangroves and existing ecosystems, which contributes to habitat loss, and I'm stuck. Sorry, which contributes to habitat loss and just to make a beach villa. So, another one of the big issues is people not thinking twice about destroying one of the mangroves. The problem is people not knowing the important role mangroves play in the infrastructure of beaches and coastlines. Just by cutting down a mangrove forest can seriously damage the area's ecosystem by not providing shelter for babies, and decrease fish stocks and the food chain. And since there's no fish left, this leads fishermen to start resorting to tourism, and because there are no fish left. Another big issue is people not thinking twice about throwing away just one plastic bag or just one wrapper, but a 22-hectare mangrove site yielded 80 tons of plastic, some embedded a meter deep. And that's the problem. Mismanaged industrial waste and waste from the tourism industry. More waste, less space. I found out that a local NGO called Sungai Watch has collected over 600 tons of waste from nearby rivers and estuaries over the past 3 years. And just to put it in perspective, 600 tons is approximately 4 blue whales or 33 elephants. Additionally, Sungai Watch has documented the removal of 75,000 kilograms of plastic. Can you imagine from the person at Mangrove during the cleanup in June 2021? Can you imagine a world with mangroves holding an important role not only for the infrastructure of beaches and coastlines, but also for keeping villages safe and not having to be destroyed because people weren't educated about them? So, back to the night my quest was born. I started brainstorming and made a little sketch. The plan was small, but I got to work and instantly ran into a problem. The place I was going to go, the mangrove site I was going to go, I was going to interview the people there about their safety equipment and all their essential needs, but I realized they already had all these things from the money they had made. So I did more research and I found out one of the grade 12 students, Bintang, for his greenstone, had a website to talk about his childhood village that had cut down all their mangrove trees and is now getting swept away by the fierce waves that was once there to prevent this. His goal is 10,000 mangroves. So, when I saw Bintang's project, I knew I had to jump on this opportunity to make an actual change in the world. So for the next months, I decided to organize my dance and get all my things together. And when my mangrove dance was a week away, I knew I had to get serious and stop playing around. So I started going from midnight, asking approval for my dance, to emailing sponsors, to then doing my risk assessment. And finally, when the day had come, when the day had come of my mangrove school dance, I was ecstatic, but also nervous, thinking, what if no one shows up? What if they had canceled? But when the end of the day hit and people started showing up, I felt relieved. And finally, when the time had come, we opened the curtains and everybody flooded in. At the end of the night, everybody was so tired and left, but I was ecstatic. And the next day, me and my mom had counted up the money I had made, and I was planning to raise 5 million, but I ended up raising 6.4 million rupiah. Which is also equivalent to 1,280 mangrove seedlings out of the 5,000 more Bintang needs to reach his goal. I was so happy, and I delivered the money to Bintang the next day and thanked him for all the advice and work he had done. So, what can you do? Be conscious of what you buy and dispose of your waste responsibly. You can donate to Bintang's project or volunteer to join one of the parent mangrove cleanups. And if you're a student, take the mangrove jalan-jalan because it's the best one there is. And please, if you get a chance to go to the mangrove yourself, I would advise you do with yourself or your family because it's beautiful. And 1 year ago, I was thinking about this day, and now that it's finally here, I'm relieved that I've actually made a change in the world and has been a helpful part of someone's goal and journey. So, with that, I thank my mom and my amazing brother for always helping me out. I thank my dad for starting this entire idea. I thank my sponsors 69 Slam and Pandora Experience. And I would like to personally thank my teachers, Ibu Laura and Ibu Angie and Pat for everything they have done for me. And I'd like to thank all of you for coming and listening to my speech. So with that, my speech comes to an end. Thank you.